So you're also in search of a fast portable SSD. Well, you clicked on the right video. Here I have 3 of the fastest portable SSDs from 3 different brands that I'll be comparing in this video. Before I begin, here are a couple of reasons why I have decided to go the portable SSD route. First of all, we can always use more space. Second of all is the fact that the more you use your SSD on your computer, laptop, whatever the SSD is on, the faster the SSD's lifespan is going to deplete. So SSDs primarily lose their lifespan due to a limited number of write cycles per memory cell. Each memory cell in an SSD can only endure a finite number of write and erase cycles before it becomes unreliable. This process is often referred to as write endurance, or TBW, also known as terabytes written. Other factors such as temperature, voltage fluctuations, and manufacturing defects can also lower an SSD's lifespan. To mitigate this, SSDs use wear leveling algorithms to distribute write and erase cycles evenly across all memory cells. So the bigger the storage of an SSD, the higher the TBW, which means the longer it can last and the more reading and writing it can do. For example, a 1 terabyte SSD will typically have a TBW between 100 to 600 TB, which means you'll be able to transfer 100 to 600 terabytes worth of files over the SSD's lifespan, depending on the class of the SSD, of course. So I plan to conduct this test in 5 sections. First, we'll gather the baseline data from Crucial's X9 Pro, which is the previous generation of the X10 Pro. And in theory, the X9 Pro should be the slowest performer here, but we'll see about that. The first 2 tests will be on Blackmagic Disk Speed Test. Got that opened up. Let's go with the 1 GB option here. This is going to do a reading and writing stress test with 1 GB worth of temporary files. Here's the score. It got a write speed of 925.9 megabytes per second and a read speed of 923.4 megabytes per second. Next, for the 5 GB stress test, it got a write speed of 917.4 megabytes per second and a read speed of 920.2 megabytes per second. For the next 3 tests, I'm going to be transferring 3 different folders with a bunch of different files. The first folder contains 32.21 gigabytes of miscellaneous files, including smartphone photos, PDF files, music, videos, and some Final Cut Pro plugins. Now, transferring folder 1 took 41 seconds. The second folder contains 101.84 gigabytes of 4K Sony A7 III footage, which the X9 Pro transferred in 1 minute and 49 seconds. For the final test, folder 3 contains a 696.56 gigabyte Final Cut Pro project, and transferring folder 3 took 12 minutes and 28 seconds. Alright, so now that we have the baseline data, let's go ahead and run these tests on the other drives. I'll start this off with the Samsung T9, and on the 1 GB test, it got a write speed of 1511.3 megabytes per second and a read speed of 866.8 megabytes per second. While on the 5 GB test, it got a write speed of 972.3 megabytes per second and a read speed of 879.9 megabytes per second. Next, let's run the Blackmagic test on the X10 Pro. On the 1 GB test, it got a write speed of 922.6 megabytes per second and a read speed of 924.7 megabytes per second. While on the 5 GB test, it got a write speed of 918 megabytes per second and a read speed of 925.6 megabytes per second. Last but not least, let's run the Blackmagic test on what's supposed to be the fastest drive here, the SanDisk Pro G40. On the 1 GB test, it got a write speed of 2708.6 megabytes per second and a read speed of 2828.2 megabytes per second. While on the 5 GB test, it got a write speed of 2693.6 megabytes per second and a read speed of 2844.5 megabytes per second. Now, let's transfer some folders. For folder 1, it took the Samsung T9 44 seconds to complete, while it took 35 seconds for the X10 Pro and 12.34 seconds for the G40. Folder 2, it took the T9 1 minute 52 seconds to complete, while it took 1 minute 48 seconds for the X10 Pro and 37.9 seconds for the G40. For folder 3, it took the T9 13 minutes 44 seconds to complete, while it took 12 minutes 27 seconds for the X10 Pro and 10 minutes 57 seconds for the G40. Now, for the results. Out of the 4 SSDs, the Crucial X9 Pro was quite impressive. It offers solid performance while being the most affordable option on the list. It even did a better job than the Samsung T9, which is almost $100 more expensive than the X9 Pro. I'd also like to point out that this whole video was edited directly from the Crucial X9 Pro using my MacBook Pro. If you want the cheapest portable SSD with consistent performance and an IP55 rating, the Crucial X9 Pro could be for you. If you want a super compact portable SSD with a slightly better performance than the X9 Pro and with an IP55 rating, then you might want to check out Crucial's X10 Pro. Now, if you want a rugged portable SSD with a 9-foot drop rating and with no IP rating, then you might want to check out Samsung's T9. And if you want the ultimate, most durable portable SSD with a 3-meter drop resistance, 4,000-pound crush resistance, and an IP68 rating, along with getting the fastest speeds, then the SanDisk Pro G40 could be for you.